March Madness is upon us. And couple that with the NBA season is going on, actually going to the playoffs. A better way to bet on those games and games in other sports like the Premier League and everything else, or even Major League Soccer, than betus.com, where you can get 125% of the sign-up bonus, which is up to $2,500 by using the promo code TKT for the Klown Times. So what are these other perks here? You can bet on the go. You can bet anytime, anywhere on your mobile device. You get fast pass, or you get paid immediately every single time. And last but not least, you can you could do live betting where you can bet during the game, getting the early and the best lines. Again, use my promo code TKT for the Klown Times to get up to 125% of the sign-up bonus, which is up to $2,500. So again, not to sound like a book record, but go to betus.com where the game begins. So we're gonna get us to the HBCU sports segment. I caught right quick before you bless us with your knowledge, because this is what you do. But I don't know if you caught the Pivot podcast on YouTube. They did their first live show at Grambling.
Oh, wow.
They took the show on the road because basically Hugh Jackson was their guest early in the season, right? And huge fan of Hugh Jackson, by the way. And he made them promise, especially Channing Crowder, to show up for their spring game.
For the spring practice? Okay.
On set, and they did. And it was pretty cool. They brought on, aside from Hugh Jackson, of course, they brought on the AD. They brought on a couple, 2 or 3 players.
Okay.
And last but not least, they brought on the president, the campus president, who grew up in Grambling, Louisiana. So it's a homecoming for him. So I thought it was pretty cool. I heard about, and the former player, Jason, I think his name is Jason Hatcher. Who played in Dallas, I think.
Dallas, yeah, the D lineman, yeah.
Yeah, and he's a Grambling alum. He still looks in good shape, by the way. But anyway, he gave the realest conversation with the Pivot crew. That would be, if those of you don't know, Ryan Clark, Channing Crowder, and Fred Taylor. Great show. But anyway, he was outright honest and said, hey, I've been to the light to the top in terms of the highest levels. And he said, coming back to Grambling, he said, our facilities suck. He said that. He said, we need to invest more in our program. We need to he said he needs to do better. He says the administration needs to help Hugh Jackson. The alums need to help, need to do better, which is what I was saying in the past few. I know we're sharing the brain a bit on that, but I've been saying that shit from the mountaintops for the last couple of months. Well, hell, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. Given Deion's success at Jackson State and attracting the likes of Hugh Jackson, the coach, and Eddie George had a successful first season. If you look at what Tennessee State was before his arrival. So, I mean, it's all about that reinvestment. Now, some schools in the SWAC are doing just that. FAMU's facilities are great. The facilities are great. They are great. We know about A&T's facility. I know we were once a MEAC school, now a SWAC school. But anyone who's been to our campus and come drop by during homecoming, seeing how beautiful our campus is.
Well, the campus is beautiful. The athletic facilities is something to be desired, but there are plans in place as of right now, most definitely to upgrade Corbett. They're in heavy discussion on either doing renovations to the football stadium as well, and potentially doing something to improve the facilities for the outstanding track and field program that they currently have.
Yes, please bless that track and field program. It is top notch, and we're doing it essentially with one on time behind our backs.
Yes, right, and they should already know that if they don't give them what they need and which also includes paying the man, and the man in this case being Dwayne Ross, the head coach.
Yes.
That he will be enticed to go elsewhere.
Oh hell yes, he would, and
because they know who. Yeah, they most definitely know who he is. Even if they were attempting to deny him before, they most definitely understand this dude and how talented of a coach that he is, and his ability to bring in talent to such a small program to turn it around, to make it what it is right now. But to your point, Jackson State, Coach Sanders just revealed that they have a new locker room and new facilities there for new training, eating table, eating area, and for nutrition, and classrooms for the football team. Meeting rooms, I should say, for the football team that they revealed on social media this past week, and wonderful. But of course, there's still some other things that they would like to make, not only at Jackson but at other institutions as well. And to your point, in terms of an investment, my whole thing was originally, yes, we need to give back. It's not just about giving back no more now. It's about being able to sustain giving, and also being capable of getting and being capable of getting monies from non-alums too. So be it mainly, hopefully, corporations and companies will go ahead and start investing in HBCUs as well, because the places where we want to go competitively,
right,
and where we would like to have our facilities and our programs, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Our alumni base, we don't have a large enough alumni base to consistently give the way that we need to give in order for us to be competitive.
That's very true.
So our athletics department have to be a lot more creative in their fundraising, so that we can make our programs more competitive.
Right.
So if the thing is, if that's what we're going to do, that's what we need to do.
Right.
Then if we're not, then we need to go ahead and keep sticking to having the Celebration Bowl. And nothing against the Celebration Bowl, I love it, but I know there are a lot of people who look to have more than just a Celebration Bowl and want to compete against other FCS powerhouses.
Right.
You can do both, yes,
you can.
But my thing is, if you're looking to be competitive against other FCS programs, we're going to have to do better in our fundraising.
Right.
Or we just need to go ahead and just be separatists and compete only against ourselves and look good against ourselves. It is what it is.
It is.
I know it's hard. A lot of people to hear that and understand that, but that's where that truth is. We're going to have to get to a certain point where fiscally we're capable of competing, or we're going to get left behind. It's just facts. But to your point, I'm just going to be intrigued to see exactly how everything goes, and to start see if, you know what, I don't need to know if former athletes and rich alums of our HBCUs give back. I don't need to know who does it. I just want to see it happen. Right. It just needs to happen, and again, we just need to find better ways of raising money for our athletics department, and hopefully, this crop of leadership that's coming in a lot of places, it's new crop, because we've seen a lot of new hires as ADs come around in the past few years at several HBCUs. Yeah. Hopefully, these new leaders can come through and come up with creative ways of raising revenue. Right,
because we need some great ideas. I mean,
yes.
I mean, I'm happy I'm happy that we're doing more A&T. Right, I'm happy. I mean, that student wellness center, it's beautiful, man.
Very.
It's beautiful,
very.
Bro. It's beautiful.
It
I know
is.
I know it's for the students to the body, but yo, we could do that, man. Come on now.
But see, that's the thing, right? Yeah. So as wonderful as a lot of these new buildings, especially with this new, God, I want to say it's like 9-figure engineering building that they just built.
Yeah.
Again, that's engineering money. That's not athletics money. That's engineering money. Correct. That's a whole nother crop.
Correct.
But if they can go ahead and start generating, I know they're not going to generate 9 figures. Let's be realistic. That's not going to happen.
Sure.
But in order for them to compete, and I said it before on this show, in order for them to compete in the CAA where they're moving to, along with Hampton, they're going to have to be able to fiscally compete, which means they're going to end up having to raise somewhere between $18 to 25 million annually.
Annually, not just
And
one
that's
time.
annually.
Right.
Yes, and we're currently somewhere between 12 and 17 million.
Okay, well that's better than we were last time we talked about that. So
yeah, no,
yeah.
but like I said, it's somewhere between. But A&T is most definitely at around 15,
Okay.
15, 16. But they want to get to 25 on an annual basis.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Again, that's why we've been saying we don't have to. We're not asking HBCUs to be like Alabama, Clemson, Auburn. No. Those schools have too far ahead of a head start, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's pretty goddamn hard. We're not asking for that. We're just asking for a consistent. We're asking for consistent, just giving reinvestments in our sports programs. If we want to keep like attracting unicorns to coach, or keep the 3 stars or the occasion 4 and 5 stars away from these PWIs, we have to constantly and consistently reinvest in the schools, in our program, in our sports programs, to not only attract them, but to keep them there.
Attract them, keep them, and be competitive on the field of play. Yeah. Those 3 things have to happen in order for us to become successful the way that we want to see us be successful. Now, the whole aspect, the comparison to Power 5 conferences or major conferences is something that needs to be thrown out of the window. It's very antiquated. I know that even I used to think that way, like say 10 years ago, right? Only to realize that to be realistic, no, we can't do that. 1, our alumni bases aren't large enough.
Correct.
2, our fan bases aren't large enough.
You got that right.
3, we haven't found a way to get to do fundraising with major companies and corporations to give to the universities to make them want to invest in us as well. Right. So we have to make it so we have to do whatever we need to do on our end to make that possible and to make that so.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean,
we can't just keep hoping that people give to HBCUs because we're HBCUs. We have to show and prove that we're deserving of it.
Yes.
And then show and prove on the floor and on the court as well.
Yes. Bravo. Yes. We've been screaming this shit from the rooftops for months. And we're probably going to scream it again, which will have our annual HBCU summit sometime in the summer, when we bring our friends back on here to have the round table. We're gonna have a round table. It's going to evolve a lot since what's been happening the last couple of years, but we didn't get to have our round table, I don't think last year, but we have a lot to talk about, man.
Yes.
This time around. So what else has been going on in the world? Oh, by the way, for real quick, before, please check out the pivot in the episode with Grambling to see Grambling, the facilities are looking better. They could do more, but they look better. The field looks a lot better with the field turf. I love the field turf. Love the addition of the scoreboard. Prairie View A&M's doing the damn thing too. For those of you who don't know, Google them. I think Alabama State's doing the damn thing with their facilities. And we know about Jackson State's and in the locker rooms, how fat the home team's locker room is. And the facility that broke ground on meeting rooms and whatnot. They're doing it. Yeah. It can be done. They're FAMU. We wish for FAMU earlier. It can be done. Yeah. No excuses. I think Southerners are upgraded as well. Prairie View A&M, I think, is upgraded. So Texas Southern, I said Prairie View. Texas A&M, Texas Southern, I should say. Texas Southern.
Texas Southern, yeah.
Pine Bluff, I think, is upgraded facilities. So I think Pine Bluff has. I'll check back later, but I think Pine Bluffs are at least in the process of doing so. It can be done. There's no excuses. You want to be big time. You see what the unicorn Deion Sanders, Coach Prime is doing in Jackson State. You see what Hugh Jackson's about to do at Grambling. The schools attracted these names. They got the blueprint out. They're doing it. Yeah. There's no excuse. You want to be big time. We want them to be big time. We want them to compete with the other FCS conferences. We already have them beat in attendance by a mile.
By a mile, yeah.
It's time to put up or shut up at this point.
Yeah. It's becoming to the point now where not only do we need to compete against those in other conferences on the FCS level, and in the mid-major level as it pertains to basketball,
yes,
but some of these schools are going to have to start competing in conference now. If you're in the SWAC or in the MEAC and you're not doing what some of those other schools are doing, if you're not improving your facilities,
right.
And you're going to end up having issues attracting talent and attracting players and competing on the field and having fans come to your games and getting that money that you need in order to improve. So yeah, if you can't compete within your conference,
is right.